We're here with Bob Baffert the morning after the Breeders' Cup Classic with American Pharoah going out in style. I really want to ask you about that final furlong or that final 3/16 when Victor had the lead and he opened him up just a little bit to give a show. What was that like for you to watch?
I wanted to cry, really. Jill started crying, and I was just shaking my head like, unbelievable. You know, what a horse. And it's like, you know, we were hoping for something like that, and but you never know. I've had them thinking that they're going to do that, and they don't do it. But I could just tell that he was just, you know, I was thinking maybe should have shouldn't have watched from the paddock, be out front and listen to everybody and listen to the screaming, yelling. But I could hear everybody. It was just a magical moment for me, and what a way to, you know, to me it reminded me of when Zenyatta won the Breeders' Cup, Santa Anita, just like how it made everybody feel so good that day. I remember I was in the race, and I felt great about racing. Everybody felt great, and I think it was like a Zenyatta moment. And so I know what John Sheriff went through, and now I'm going to know what he feels like when he retired her. Like, you know, it's going to be tough, but I'm just glad that, you know, he picked the right day to put on a big show, and he went out a champion.
Just the perspective that you get having so many years in this business, do you think you would have handled it the same way 20 years ago, a younger Bob Baffert who maybe doesn't have the same appreciation for the game that you have now? Because you've made it very clear that since the Travers Inn, you've been working this horse, and every day at the barn has been emotional. You've just been taking it all in. Do you feel like that's the kind of appreciation that comes with, you know, years in this business?
Well, I think I was mentally and more mature enough to handle. And plus my, you know, just the experience you have with these good horses, going through all these, we're constantly in these big races and heavy favorites, and so we're sort of used to the being under the gun like this. But we handle it well. My team, Jimmy Barnes, everybody that worked for me, and so the Travers was a little bit disappointing because the day before sort of cooked him. He worked about a mile in the course. He got excited with the fans and everything. But I learned from that race there, you got to be careful with him, because everywhere we went, more people, louder, you know. And so it was, you know, he was getting a little bit excited. But I think I think I'm a more spiritual guy when it came to this horse. This horse, I think he was a gift. And he's got an angel on his back, and I just think that, you know, I think of my parents, and I can't believe that I finally, every trainer's dream when you get in the business, you want to have like a secretariat or some great horse that they can say, yeah, you know, I had some great ones, but nothing really to really like the super duper horse you're looking for. And then here comes Pharoah, and he took us on a ride, and he put me on a different level than I've ever been on, and so. And that's why I'd like to share them and let people enjoy them and touch them, because we won't see one like him for, you never know. It could be a year, 2, 37 years. You don't know. But I always thought if I ever had one like that, I'm going to share them with everybody, because I love horses. I love horse racing, and I just love. Myself, I'm a big fan. I couldn't wait. I wanted to see Golden Horn in the paddock. I wanted to get up close, see what he looked like, all these good horses, because down deep, I'm a horse lover. And so, and then to have one like that, and it's in your barn, you know, it's, when you see him every day, it's like, well, I see him every day, but he's different, and he's just so kind and lovable, and, but I think he gave all of us something to remember him by, and I felt so bad. If he would have not run well yesterday, it was going to be so tough. And I knew he was doing great. I didn't want to wolf on him or anything like that, because he's not a kind of horse that it'd be really disrespectful to wolf about a horse like, because he's just so great. And but he's one lifetime horse for me. You know, it's going to be tough.
One image from his campaign. It could be as a 2-year-old. It could be winning the Triple Crown. It could be the Breeders' Cup Classic yesterday. What's that one image, that one thing you're just going to stick in your mind when you think of Pharoah?
Well, I think I think his Triple Crown run when he was when he turned for home, and Victor was just sitting on him, and he hadn't asked him the question, but we all knew the answer. That's the image that will always stick with me.
Thank you so much, Bob, and congratulations on a great campaign with one of the greats we've ever seen.
Thank you.
American Pharoah today, he said goodbye to his fans, and we say goodbye to one of the best we've ever seen on the track.
Mike, well done. Thank you very much. And, of course, Mr. Baffert, and well done. A tremendous campaign for one of the best horses, the best horse I've ever seen in my lifetime. And we were just talking during that interview about how amazing of a horse he is, even when he's not on the racetrack. I mean, the media, reporters and photographers, we all have the chance to just go right up and pet him, and he's just perfectly fine with everything.
And kudos to Mike Joyce.
Yes.
Very good questions in that interview talking to Bob Baffert. And the thing that amazes me the most, almost as much as his on-track behaviors you talked about, Tom, is watching him around all those people. I mean, that's the best horse in the world, and I guarantee half those people around there have probably never touched a horse and don't know what they're doing around a horse. And he just look at him, they're petting him on the head, he's walking around. That is truly amazing, Tom, and I'd seen it before with him when he took him out at Santa Anita of his stall and people were petting him and feeding him candy and things. I mean, usually, well, not usually, but a lot of times really top-class horses have that mean streak in them. They got that Michael Jordan or that Kobe Bryant in them. They got that, I'm going to get you, and I got that. He doesn't have that. He's a great, truly great horse, yet you can go up to him like he's a pet. He looks like a cat or a dog there just being petted by people. I'm blown away by that video. I think that's a really cool video, Tom, showing what type of horse he is and that the personality he has. I've never seen that in a top-class race horse.
I think the first time I saw that happen was after the Belmont Stakes. The next morning, Bob Baffert said, "Do you want to come over and pet him?" And you saw, there was a line to go over and pet the Triple Crown champ. And you have to appreciate how generous and kind Bob Baffert has been and the Zayat family has been with allowing this horse to be around all of us fans. It's really something that we really appreciate and very thankful for.
And I thought Bob touched on something else there that was very interesting to me. Bob's been training thoroughbreds for a long time, since around 1990, give or take, and quarter-horses before that. He talked about spiritual and his parents and memories of that, and I think that comes with maturity and being around, not just horse racing, but world experiences. And I'm not so sure the Bob Baffert of 20, 25 years ago would have had that same take. I know when he had that heart attack on the way to the Middle East, I think that changed him in a way and really put things in perspective. And I think you really see it when Bob's talking now, that whole different view of things and how things have changed with life experiences and how they translate over to horses. Because horses are very secondary to life experiences. And once you have some of those life experiences, I think it shows when you talk about a great horse like that. I really enjoyed that interview, and that video that was great. All those people just swarming around the horse. A lot of times, Tom, you'd get the cow kick and you'd be on your back from a horse like that, right? But that was great.
Well, all of us fans are certainly appreciative of everything that the Connections have done, and American Pharoah has done for us, and Victor Espinoza as well. Let's take a look back yesterday as Victor Espinoza parades him one more time in front of the grandstand after that victory, just to give all of us fans one more great look at the great American Pharoah.